and beautiful world. Most of us live and die in the same corner where we were born and never get to see any of it. I don't want to be the most of us. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm Hari Prashant from Second Year Aerospace Department. It's a great pleasure for me to welcome you all to the 208th meeting of Amrita Toastmasters Club. Let me introduce the rules. First, there should be no talk about sex, politics, or religion. Second, the speakers are requested to keep their video and audio on. Third, the audience can keep their video on, but they are asked to keep their mics off unless called upon. Now, let me hand over the stage to second year CSC department Toastmaster Kaushalya, who will be the presiding officer for the day. Over to you, Toastmaster Kaushalya.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hari Prashant. A very good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I welcome you all to the 208th meeting of Amrita Toastmasters Club. So ATC is known for its creatively open grounds, and we've always been nurturing talents. With that being said, we have all young members of the club today. That is the first years and the second years to enrich the session since our seniors are a bit held up with the exams. So it's now time to hand over the session to the Toastmaster of the day, and that will be me again. So I welcome you all to the meeting. Before I jump into the theme of the day, let us have our guests being introduced. I think we have Shruti Shivaramakrishnan as the guest today. Hi Shruti, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi, this is Shruti. And this is my very first Toastmaster meeting. I'm really pleased and I hope to learn more and enrich my speaking skills over here. Thank you.
That's good. Okay. We welcome the guest, Shruti, as well. So good evening, everyone. For the benefit of the guests, Toastmasters International is a non-profit organization which helps people to improve the communication and leadership skills. So before I jump into the theme of today's meeting, let me all ask you one thing. How many of you here love to travel? Yes? Obviously, many of us, right? Yeah, that's a good number. Obviously, traveling is one activity that instantly generates a lot of excitement among most of the people. It makes it an ideal candidate for today's TMOD theme. For traveling, it leaves you speechless and turns you into a storyteller. This is by far one of the most resonating quotes on traveling that I would have ever come across. So if you need any more validation on this, just remember the number of stories you tell every time you turn from a vacation, or even when someone just mentions the name of the place you once went for a vacation. In fact, try to remember the number of times the Toastmasters have recounted on their traveling experiences for the table topic sessions, or sometimes even people have woven an entire prepared speeches on their travel experiences. So traveling, no doubt, makes and carves a storyteller into each one of us. So let me just share with you some of the interesting facts that I came to know about traveling. Before that, let me just share my screen, and can you tell if the screen is being shared? Can you see the screen?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I hope the screen is visible, right?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, thanks. So, so some facts that I found regarding traveling. Travel makes you smarter. As you take in sights of smell, sights and sensation of a new destination, you're always going to make some beautiful memories, right? Travel makes you, travel experiences are known to prompt your brain to think differently and more creatively too. So it's always said that this traveling experience always gives a new neural pathway into your brains and gives you a lot of problem solving and reasoning skills. So travel helps you fuel your brain with a lot of high energy, and studies also show that 75% of people who travel have a high mental stimulation, and they have the ability to get things done faster. The second fact that I found for you is the paid vacations vary from country to country. So I think in India we do not have much leaves, but then besides the US, every developed country in the world extends at least one legally required paid vacation day or holiday to its employees. For example, in Austria, all the employees have a legal minimum of 22 paid vacation days per year, besides the 13 paid holidays that they have. If your people are now thinking that you want to move abroad, maybe. The next one, France is the topmost travel spot. All travelers try to flock France for some reason because it's one of the most beautiful regions in the southern coast. To be exact, almost 81.4 million tourists visit the country annually. Annually, we have so many people visiting there. The last fact that I've got for you today, that it's 2014 in Ethiopia. Do you believe? We are now in 2021, but the country called Ethiopia is in 2014. So who says time travel hasn't been invented yet? It is in Europe, in Ethiopia. So it's 7 to 8 years in lag. That's because they follow a very different calendar than what we follow, and it's almost 7 to 8 years behind what we are. And the difference is due to the Ethiopian calendar that they follow, apart from the Georgian calendar that we usually have. So you are travel not to escape life, but life not to escape us. So let me just quickly traverse you through the agenda for today's meeting. So the Toastmasters meeting usually has three parts. That is the table topic session, the prepared speech session, and the evaluation session. So in ATC, we follow a little different pattern wherein we have two table topic sessions, which is being divided, and then we have the prepared speech session, and then the general evaluation session coming up. So before we start with the table topic session, I would like to introduce our general evaluator for the day, who will be Toastmaster Rangaraj Ishwar from Tirunelveli Toastmasters Club. First of all, I'd like to thank him for taking up this role and coming forward to give us a lot of information as well. So to give us a brief introduction, Toastmaster Ishwar has been a Toastmaster for the past 7 years, and he's an entrepreneur and a photographer. When I asked him what is his favorite spots of travel, he said he doesn't have any vacation spots in specific, but then he always loved to go to a vacation spot where he could be with people of his kind. And he also mentioned he'd like to travel to Ooty, Kodaikanal, and Coimbatore, where he meets his friends. So over to Toastmaster Ishwar to brief us on the tag players.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. So good evening, Toastmasters, and thank you for the beautiful introduction, Toastmaster Kausalya. So as a general evaluator, today's session, that is the meeting number 208 of Amrita Toastmaster Club, is going to be evaluated by me. So as the theme is about traveling, so there are three main things which people tend to miss during travel. They don't plan ahead. First thing, if we plan, we don't follow such things. First thing is time. Do we keep up on time during travel? If we are supposed to start by 9, we don't. It will be either 9:05 or 9:10 or even 9:30 or even the next day morning. So it will be somewhere that. So we have these three things to be assisted. So second thing is direction. We have to go in the right direction, and we need to know whether we are going in the right direction. Are we properly doing things right in the phased manner. So for which in language we have a guide called grammar. So for that, the same thing applies in language also. The travel in language is also different. At the same way, during the course of travel, we often make a sudden break, we often pause, we often honk unwantedly. So all these things should be avoided. We should know where we honk and where should not, and where we should have a pit stop and all these things. So for which in language we have an R counter that is in specific to Toastmasters. So I have three different people who will be looking on all these to guide you to enjoy this journey of 208 meeting vacation. So I would like to invite the timer to just keep on track of the timing, Toastmaster Malvika, to introduce herself and her role.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I think Toastmaster Ishwar has very well illustrated the need to keep, keep correct times even when speaking. So I'll quickly go through the timing criteria for the prepared speeches, table topic session, and the evaluation session. For the prepared speech session, the speeches will be of 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, the green card will be up. At 6 minutes, the yellow card will be up. And at 7 minutes, the red card will be up. 30 seconds grace period will be allowed. For the table topic session, each speaker will be allowed 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, the green card will be up. At 1 minute 30 seconds, the yellow card will be up. And at 2 minutes, the red card will be up. Again, 30 seconds grace period will be allowed. And for evaluation session, it will be of 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, the green card will be up. 1 minute. 1 minute, the green card will be up. 2 minutes, the green card will be up. 2 minutes and 30 seconds, the yellow card will be up. And at 3 minutes, the red card will be up. Again, 30 seconds grace period will be allowed. I'll quickly change the background. So please make sure that you pin me before you start speaking, especially prepared speakers. So this will be the green background for your will be the first card. This will be the yellow background, and this will be the red background. So that is all. Back to the general evaluator.
Toastmaster Ishwar, you're on mute.
Thank you, timer Toastmaster Malvika. Next, we have the pit stop person who would be helping us to know where to pause and where not to pause. So our counter Toastmaster Pranavi.
Yeah.
Sorry, if I have pronounced your word wrong, sorry. So Pranavi, please introduce yourself and about your role.
Yeah, I'm Pranavi, and my role is a counter, R counter, and my role as a R counter is to count the number of unnecessary sound or repetitive words you've used when you're speaking. For example, I mean will be counted in my report. These are fillers that would affect your effectiveness in delivering your speech. I'll present my report to you at the end of the session.
Simple and neat. So thank you, our counter Toastmaster Pranvi. Thank you very much. So the last one, who will be the guide who would be helping us the journey, where to travel and where not to travel, which place is good for this time and stuff like that. So we have a guide called Grammarian, that is Toastmaster Sriniti, who will be guiding us. So Grammarian, please shoot out your objectives.
Yes, so good evening, fellow Toastmasters. As the general evaluator TM Ishwar said, that the language of travel is different. I'll be paying close attention to all my travelers and listening closely and carefully to their language usage. So I'll be taking note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. So as the grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce you to the word of the day. So for today's meeting, the word of the day is gadabout, which also means a person who travels often or to many different places for pleasure. So an example of using the word is she has been a gadabout ever since she left home. So each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day, and I'll be giving the grammarian's report when called upon during the meeting, and also report on the usage of the word of the day. Thank you.
So thank you, grammarian. Can you repeat the word of the day once again?
Gadabout.
Gadabout. Okay, thank you for
Gadabout.
putting in the chat. So great. So with the help of these three people, I would be assisting the whole travel of 208, the vacation. So all the best and fasten your seatbelts and continue to your module. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ishwar, for that wonderful briefing. I have a lot of different segments of this TMOD session today, but before we start that, let's have a TT session, and I would like to introduce Toastmaster Yash for that. So, Toastmaster Yash is a first year computer science student from Amrita University, Chennai, and when I asked him what was his favorite spot of destination, he said he would like to visit Japan for the reason that the first thing is obviously for its natural beauty of the country, and then that and also for its culture, cultural details, and want to compare his accuracy with what's been shown on the animes. So over to the zestful Toastmaster Yash for the table topic session.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Fellow Toastmaster and guests, very good afternoon. And table topic, as we know, helps us this practice of improvising our communication skills. It's like vital four skills, which are learning, thinking, organizing, and developing or delivering. These are the four vital, crucial skills which are essential for us. And the topic that I have prepared will hopefully help you in covering or improvising all these things. Since we at Toastmaster not only provides, not only restricted to members alone, even the guests can participate. I hope everyone gives it a shot, and I may call at in random anyone, or you may volunteer me to give me a rise by giving raising your hand. So let's begin the session.
Toastmaster Yash, you're there?
Yeah, I'm
Can
just
you
keeping
close?
that in the browser.
Toastmaster Yash, are you not able to share the screen?
Yeah, I'm facing 1 minute. Just give me a second. Is my screen visible now?
No. Yeah, no, I think it is.
I think it's loading.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a lag.
Yash, I think there is a very poor network connection from your side.
Is it possible that I could just send the PPT to someone, and they can just use the browse my computer through that? I can just through cloud server, I could just connect through that. I would get the access and I could just move on the slides.
Now
I
it's
think
visible
you
too.
It's visible now.
Yeah, it's visible.
So who would like to give the first? Okay, I'm gonna pick someone, or will someone raise their hands and just come up forward for the first topic? Okay. Will Toastmaster Malvika give it a try? Okay. So the first one is that solo trips, the best path to self-care. The first topic is solo trip, the best path to self-care. Over to you, Toastmaster Malvika.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, for that wonderful topic. To me, travel is something that is, sort of happens on a yearly basis to start off, because I was born and brought up in Bahrain, so which meant that every year we'd have an annual summer vacation to Kerala, where I am situated right now. So thinking about it that way, it was almost necessary in a way, because I couldn't imagine not coming to India for a single summer vacation, because it always involved being with my grandparents or just meeting your cousins and being back at the ancestral house and so on. So right now, I can tell you keenly that, and I feel this very keenly, that certainly solo travel is something that is important and will certainly affect me as an individual as well. Because it's been over years I've changed locations from Bahrain, where I was born and brought up, to India. It's been a year since I've gone back, and I miss it. I miss the country a lot. So just being in a country, being somewhere else, it's not just about being there. It's also the culture, it's the people. There's a vibe to every particular country that you go to, and I think that is just it's just missed out when you are staying in one place every day, going through a set of monotonous tasks, etc. And coming to solo traveling, I think it is always the best option to actually be in a country, because I know from experience that whenever I've traveled with a lot of people, there's always been a constant rush. Thinking back to once when we went to Dubai, and my dad was so paranoid if we finished seeing all the places, that he rushed us through literally all of the places that we had to go to, which was not quite nice, because you couldn't take in the essence. So I think going somewhere alone will give much time to yourself, but being in a very new place will also force you to introspect and improve upon yourself, or fix your mood, or whatever you want to. That'll be all.
Thank you, Toastmaster Malvika. It was a good. Thanks for sharing your experience. You had covered all the points which were for this topic. So moving on, the second one, it's, do you like the city or town you live in, and why or why not? If you like it, why? If not, why not? Which is the sound like? Do you like your city, which you live in, or not? Who would like to take up the topic? Okay. Will Toastmaster Sham try that?
Sure. So I live in Hosur. It's a hill station near Bangalore. So as I used to live in Chennai, coming to Hosur was a great place because of the chilly climate, and I really loved the chilly climate, which was a great change for me from coming from Chennai. As in Chennai, all the days were more or less very hot and more or less sultry for me. And so when I came to Hosur, it was a great place for me as I got to know of new friends, and as Hosur is near three different near Karnataka, and I had a pleasure of getting to know of some good friends in Karnataka and the cuisine there, and as Bangalore was near just a few kilometers away, I got to travel there into Bangalore to see all the various places there, and this helped me find new places and helped me explore the locality here. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Sham, for giving the time. And it was really good. I could relate with you. Even I am coming from Chennai, sorry, Krishnagiri, so I can also relate. It's near to Hosur, so I can understand what you're trying to share and your experience. It was I could relate to you very well. Thanks for that. Okay, so the third topic is, when you think of home, what specially do you think of it? So what do I convey by this is that when you travel somewhere which is away from your home, maybe how relaxing it is, how comfortable it is, or whatever it is, but you would always feel comfortable in home. You'll always get homesickness kind of like after you travel, no matter how good the city is or the place is, how peaceful it is. So what are your points on that? Why do you think it? That's the topic here. What might be the reason for that?
I would like to take up this topic.
Sure.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yash, for giving me this topic. When you think of home, for me, the first thing which comes to my mind is Colombo, Sri Lanka, because I'm a Sri Lankan. But now, due to the scholarship, I'm situating currently inside Amrita campus. Even though I am sitting inside a big university where there is a lot of nature exposed and lot of friends, even though everything is there, I still have that missing feeling of this is not where I belong to. I belong to my hometown where I can talk with my relatives, where I can be with my parents, where I can talk with my siblings, and that's my real comfort zone. Wherever you go to, there is no place which cannot beat home. That's why they are saying east or west, home is best. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Hari Prashant. Thanks for sharing that. It's really true that home can't be beaten by any other place, no matter what. It's the place, the peaceful place. So true. So the fourth topic is, which city or place inspires you and why? There might be some city or place which inspires you much. So why? Which is that and why? Who would like to take that topic? Will Toastmaster Pranavi give that a try?
Oh yeah, sure. The city which inspires me would be, I would like to go to Mumbai, and like Mumbai, there's so many like cool places to visit, and so I would like to visit there once. I currently live in Bangalore. I'm pretty much happy living in Bangalore though, but still I would just like to visit like cities like Mumbai and Delhi to go and see the various monuments there, and yeah, that's it, I guess.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Pranavi. Actually, I'm born and brought up in Mumbai, so yeah, it do inspires me also a lot. Okay, the next topic is, how does ego factor into decision to visit a, like when you are two people going on to a travel. You are not a solo person. You are with your family, or maybe two members are going into a place, uh, place, area, or city, anything. And does there be an ego factor in your decision when you visit a place? Like you're planning for a place to visit or a city to visit. Will there be an ego issue? Do you think, like, what are your points on that? Will Toastmaster Kaushalya give it a try?
Yeah, I should do that. So, how does the decision happen when two people decide to go upon a place, right? So, how does the ego factor clash? I'm not really sure about that because Yes, in my family, we definitely plan for a lot of tours, and recently we also went to Coorg in Karnataka for a Diwali vacation. But then, how does the ego clash? But I'm not really sure about that, because that really doesn't happen. That hasn't happened to me. So whenever you try to plan on a vacation, there's always a collective decision. So we try to find places randomly. We go through the internet, or maybe ask friends of, and mostly it's inspired from people telling their travel vacation stories. So from that we get inspired to go to that place. So it's always a vacation always shouldn't have such things, I feel. So there's always a driving force that takes you to a place, uh, either because someone has inspired you to go to that place with their vacation story, or that something maybe you've read about that place or something, so that drives you to go there. But I'm not really sure about the topic of ego clashes, because I'm not very familiar with that, and that hasn't happened with me. So that's my take.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Kaushalya. Looks like you're a very friendly person who just mingles with the team and a very good team player as well. Okay, the next topic is where will you spend the last month of your life? If you are spending on, you know that you are spending the last month of your life, which would be that place you would like to visit or live there for a month? Will any of the guests try that? Will Toastmaster Ishwar try that?
I was afraid that you shouldn't call me for this topic. It's okay. I'll take it up, not a problem. So, can I see the topic once again, please? Can you just show me the topic once again? Where will you spend the last month of your life? Okay, good evening, Toastmasters, once again. So, I don't think so. I have decided it yet, because I think I still have a long way to go. So, I haven't even planned my tomorrow yet. So, even if I start thinking like what will I do in the last stage of life, I think it depends on the time I'm gonna know that this is gonna be my last month. If I'm getting to know that next month is something that's where my life ends, I will start traveling from here to Himalayas on a bike road trip, because that's my long time dream since I bought a Royal Enfield bike. So after which, since I have been practicing on a long road trip, like from here to from Tirunelveli to Chennai, Tirunelveli to Madurai, on a frequent visit in bike. So this practice has to be made so that I will be able to travel in such a long distance in a good interval of time. So this would be one of my travel agenda, I would say. If I'm gonna, that will be just 1 month for my departure. Other than that, I don't see any place in my mind as of now, because it depends on the time. If it is right now, as I said, that would be my plan. If it is if I'm 60 or 70 years old and that is where I'm going to get departed, I think I believe that I would be staying with my family members and wherever they are. That is how I would be spending time and the rest of the life, rest of the month. Thank you, Toastmaster Yash.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ishwar. Looks like he's a very who's a person who lives in the present, doesn't care about the future and the past, who does his best in the present. It tells a lot about him. Okay, so the next topic is how important is it to engage with local culture when you are traveling? How important is it to engage with local culture when you are traveling? Will Toastmaster Srinidhi try that?
You could have given this topic to me, man.
Yes. So, The local cultures. Can you show the thing? Okay. So when we travel, it's very important that we mingle with the people and get to know their cultures, because sometimes unknowingly you can they can inspire you and can have it can inspire creativity and drive innovation. It maybe their cultures can also be adapted by you in your life. It might be useful in some aspects. Um, I guess, or maybe for business purposes, if you're traveling, then those cultural aspects will help you increase your marketing skills, uh, because you personally know them very well. You can get to the know them. I think that's it.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Srinidhi. So that completes our first session of the table topic session, and back to table Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Yash, for that really thought-provoking table topic session, I would say. So next we have the prepared speech session. So today we have Toastmaster Shyam, who will be presenting his icebreaker speech for us. And before we listen to him, I would like to call his individual evaluator, Toastmaster Hari Prashant. So when I asked him what was his favorite travel destination or vacation spot, he said, if you had asked me this question 2 months ago, I would have told Los Angeles, because that was his dream destination. But then, in order, because he's come to India, in fact, Coimbatore for his college, now that he feels very homesick and he wants to go back to Colombo in Sri Lanka. So, with that, I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Hari Prashant to brief us on Toastmaster Yash speech purpose.
Thank you for that warm introduction, Toastmaster Kaushalya. Greetings once again, and a special greetings to my target speaker, Toastmaster Shyam. Toastmaster Shyam will be attempting his level 1 project 1, that is icebreaker. The purpose of the speech is to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of the speech. All the best, Toastmaster Shyam. Over to you, Toastmaster Yamuri.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hari Prashant. The days and ways of my life. Toastmaster Shyam, the days and ways of my life.
Thank you. So, who am I? Well, that's a question all of us get asked from time to time, and yet we struggle to answer it because we all know the answer to it, and then we all struggle to answer it because we don't know how to answer it. And so that's a question I'm here to answer. And welcome, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm here to answer the question, who am I? So it all started on a windy October morning in the coastal town of Pondicherry. That's where I was born. So, and that's where I was born. And it all started there. So I was raised in Pondicherry for 2 years under the constant care and attention of my family until the tender age of 2. And after that, I had to go to Chennai as my father had to transfer there because of his career. And after going to Chennai, I had to grow up with my mother's attention, and I used to play with my brother as he was my only companion in my home. And this was how I used to while away my day for about 2 years. And then that's when I had to go and join school. And upon joining school, that's when I realized I didn't have the constant care of my family with me. Upon joining school, I had to realize that I had to create friends on my own. I had to take care of myself on my own, and I had to more or less had to go about my day on my own. And that's when I realized I had to create my own friend circle, and and as I grew up, I realized in order to navigate school days, I had to mind my own business, keep my head down, and just go about it quietly. And this was more or less easy because in the school in Chennai, there used to be many people, and in a classroom filled with many people, you used to be in your own world. And so that was how my days used to go by. And so I grew up, and the days turned into months, months turned into years, and years went by. And as I grew up, I just kept myself quiet. I was this quiet, introverted kid who was just had his own circle of friends who he used to play with and talk with. And this used to be my day, just for a lot of time. And I just used to be quiet, and no one knew much about me other than my friends. And so this was how I went until I had to transfer again because my father had a transfer to Hosur. This was a hill station located near Bangalore, and and then I had to transfer to Hosur. And then you could say that my father was more or less happy to transfer. And then when I came to Hosur, I had to start again from scratch to create my own friend circle, create my own friends, and get to know about this location. And so I started this journey. And then I went about creating my friends, getting to know the teachers, and getting to know more about Hosur. And then I went to my first sports class. And that's when the sports sir told to me you had two options. You could either play badminton or you could play soccer. And then I chose badminton because I had seen one game of it before. And so I chose badminton and I played. And I got to know some new good friends by playing badminton. But then I realized I couldn't play badminton very well, as others used to play more advanced shots like smashes or anything like that, or some along those lines. So they used to play like that. And then I realized in order to win some games, I had to play to my advantages, which was and at that time I used a trick shot called drop, which required less force, and that's what I did. And then that's what I understood. To win things in your life, you need to play to your advantages instead of trying to fix your disadvantages. And then I went about my life as an introverted kid quietly. And then came 12th grade. And I had to write a number of exams because that's what 12th grade is eventually. And after a number of exams and a grueling few months, I ended up in Amrita, Chennai, taking up computer science. And then after taking it up, I realized that as many people told, college is the best days of your life. And in order to enjoy college, I thought I'll try to take the best advantage of it. And in order to do so, I thought every opportunity I get, I'll try to make the best use of. And with that attitude in mind, I tried to take every opportunity that came my way. And so one fine day, I got a chance to join Toastmasters, Amrita Toastmasters Club. And and as I had personally known the benefits of Amrita, as my brother had joined it previously, I immediately signed up for the introduction speech and joined it. And with that in mind, I'm here giving my introduction speech to all of you. With that note, I'd like to conclude. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Yash, for your icebreaker speech. Congratulations on completing your icebreaker speech. So with that, let us play a small game now. Now that we are all tired in a Sunday afternoon, let's play a small game related to this travel and tourism that I've got for you today. This game is actually inspired from one Toastmasters Club meeting that I attended last week, and that's Tirunelveli Toastmasters Club meeting. So here's a game that we're going to play, and let me just share my screen before that. Is the screen visible? Or can someone confirm if the screen is visible?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay. So this is going to be
Yes,
a connections game maybe. So there, I've got some collection of tourist spots or places, and the clues for the places will be displayed on the screen. And if someone could connect the clues and find the name of the place, so that will be the game. And shall we go for it? Okay, so this is the first set of clues. So this can be a tourist place or all over the world. So it can be any place, any tourist place.
Turkey?
Any guesses?
Is it Turkey?
That could be an answer, but then the clues were being made for another place. You're very close, but just try connecting the two images to find the name of the place. Anyone's got some idea? Okay, so should I be giving the answer then? It's Tokyo. This is a toe, the image of a toe, and this key. So it's Tokyo. Okay, so we'll move on to the next set of images.
Delhi, for sure.
Any idea?
It's Delhi, right?
Delhi.
Yeah, it's Delhi. This is the Dell laptop, and this guy says hi. So it's Delhi. The next image. You can think in different languages as well.
Kodaikanal.
Yeah. So there's an umbrella, it's called Kodai in Tamil, and then there's a canal, so it's Kodai Canal. The next image. It's not. It cannot be a place only. It can refer to a tourist spot, not any country or city in specific. These are very famous places, so try connecting these pictures to the tourist spots that you know. And again, try thinking in different languages. It need not be only English. Any guesses?
Eiffel Tower?
Yeah. So this is a housefly, you call it E in Tamil, and then this glass is being filled, so Eiffel, and then there's a tower. So it's Eiffel Tower. And then we have the last set of clues.
Pondicherry.
Cherry.
Yeah, it's a pond and this a cherry. So it's pond. So that's it, guys. That's what I've got you for today. I just tried to ease you people with some game. Hope you liked it. Thank you so much. So now that we're done with the prepared speech session, let's move on to the second session of the table topics. And I call Toastmaster Yash again to take over the stage. Do we have Toastmaster Yash?
Yes, Toastmaster Kaushik. So yeah, we are beginning on with the next set. So who would like to take up this topic? It's gonna be like the first topic. There will be two choices. You would have two choices. One is long and adventurous journey, and other one is short and sweet journey. So you would have to choose one of them and explain why have you chosen them. Will Toastmaster Shruti give it a try?
Yeah, of course. Long
Yeah,
and
I'll just display that.
Yes.
thank you. So I would pick a long and adventurous journey because any place has centuries, if not millennia, of history associated with it. So when you visit any place for, say, a short period of time, you can only find out a little bit about the place, just breach the surface of the place. To truly understand any place, you need to spend a good period of time in that place. So if it were up to me, if I visited any place, I would visit it for a long period of time. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Shruti. So moving on to the second topic. So one is new spot and other is old heritage. So anyone from the guests or who have recently joined? Toastmaster Parajjoti, if I'm pronouncing the name right, will you try to give that chance?
Yeah, sure. Can you show me it once more?
Yeah, the topic is new spot and old heritage. So which one would you choose when you are picking up a place or spot?
Uh, yeah. I would choose new spot because those are the places which I need to be explored rather than the old heritage. Old heritage places, if we see, there are so many people who are already investigating them and finding the best they could. They are using that carbon dating method. But I don't think there will be much use if we dig the past more and more rather than going into the future. So we have to see the places which are new and how we can adapt things and how we can make the earth a better place to that. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hariprasad. So moving on to the next one. It is summer and autumn. You are selecting a season for your place. Will it be summer and autumn or will you go for winter and rainy? Any guess? Any guess will try to give it a try. Will the guest Toastmaster Maheshwaran give it a try?
Yes, fellow Toastmaster. I will choose only for some summer season because during rainy season we can't go out anywhere. Wherever, whatever place we like, we can't go out and enjoy the place really. But in during summer we can really enjoy it. So I will opt for summer only. Over to you, for Masters.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Maheshwaran. So yeah, that's true that we cannot enjoy the beauty of that scene without being the summer season. So the last topic comes the nature and green and monuments and history. Will you thing related to nature and greenery or will it be a monuments history, forts? So will Toastmaster Sarvesh give that a try?
Yes. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay. So actually, I will take nature and green. So whenever you go to places like some forest or like agriculture farms, that the place will be so much pleasant. So whenever you see the place, your eyes will become so much cool and gets very fresh. So if you see those agriculture farms, means you will get some pleasant in your heart. So I prefer only the nature and green. Yeah. Over to you.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Sarvesh. Even I am a person who would like to go with the nature part. I can understand that it's very cool and why do we travel? Just to get a pleasant mind, right? So here comes the end of the second session of table topic, and over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Yash. So before we move on to the most important and most weighted session of the GE, that is the general evaluation, I would like to suggest you some places to visit in the world. Like one place that you should visit is Bora Bora, which is actually a small French Polynesian island, which it's very small in size, but it has a lot of tropical beauty. So this place is relatively small when compared to the other islands that we have, like Maldives or Andaman. It's really small, but it's all very much known for its activity giant, because they have a lot of activities being done there. They have this 4x4 safaris, and you have the sunbaths, swimming, and it's very much known for its white sand beauty. So that's one place that I would suggest you people to visit in your vacations, maybe now or whenever you can. And another place is Valparai in Tamil Nadu. I would say this is one place which is most underrated for its tourism, as underrated as a tourist spot, because now that Munnar may be one of the most famous hills in South India, and people also have other lists. But then Valparai is known for its natural beauty, which is no less than any other tourist place. It's really lush green all over the place, and it's not very far. And if you're in Coimbatore, it's just about 120 kilometers from Coimbatore, and you can just take a cheap flight to go to Valparai, or maybe take a road trip to visit that place for your next vacation. That's a really wonderful place. So with that being said, let us move on to the next most important part of the Toastmasters meeting. In this round, we get really constructive feedback, which helps us improve our communication skills. So I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Ishwar, who will be the general evaluator, to give his evaluation.
Thank you, TMOD. So here comes the general evaluation session. So before I present or my team presents the feedback of the entire meeting, I would like to invite the individual evaluator to evaluate the prepared speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ishwar. 1 second. Am I visible? Once again, greetings to one and all present here. First of all, congratulations, Toastmaster Shyam, on completing level 1 project 1. What an inspiring speech that was. You started with a question, who am I? When we start with questions, it usually creates curiosity among the audience, which makes them more engaged towards the speech. First of all, let me come to the positive parts. First, kudos for you to delivering the speech in a standing posture, because most of us in this online era fail to do that. It usually reduces the flow of the speech, and you did that. That was awesome. And it was a well-written speech. You have organized all the points priorly, and how you can deliver accordingly. And you had a good comfort level throughout the speech. You didn't get tensed at any point at all. And you have mentioned few quotes, and you have supported your speech with some quotes which were awesome, like, to win things in your life, we need to play advantages and not disadvantages. That was awesome. And you used some different types of vocabularies like grueling, and how you said how you tried each and every opportunities. It was good. And the way you narrated the story was awesome. Like, you went with the flow, and there was no pause or anything in between. Let me come to the areas where you can improve on. First of all, you saw the speech and delivered rather than delivering it at the moment. So it shows that some of the preparation is lacking in your speech. Like, you could have prepared it a little more, like time rehearsing the speech. And there weren't any physical gestures. Physical gestures are the ones which usually enhances the speech, so that our audience can understand how your emotions through the speech. So I would suggest you to use some physical gestures in the next time. And the whole speech went in the same pace. when we use vocal variety, it will create an impact on the audience. Like this person is more subjected towards this topic. That's why he is able to understand which is important, which is not important, so that he's using vocal variety. And the eye contact with the camera was also a little bit missing. To summarize your speech, it was a it went in a good flow, and there was no stall at all, and it was a well written speech, and you supported the speech with the quotes, and it was a good start. Since it's your first speech, you started with it's really awesome. And the negatives areas which you can work upon is vocal variety, and because it was calm throughout the speech, and you can try using physical gestures and vocal variety and eye contact too. And to challenge yourself, I would suggest you to use some facial expressions so that audience will be far more engaged than how they were engaged for today. Thank you. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Evaluator, for your valuable feedback. Hope it helps the speaker improve his further speeches. So next, as the agenda of the meeting, so we and our team will be giving the report. So first, I would like to call upon the timer, Toastmaster Malavika, to give a report.
Thank you, General Evaluator. For my reports, I'll start with the TT session. We unfortunately had 6 time disqualifications. Moving on to the individual timings, I was the first minutes 18 seconds. Toastmaster Shyam took 58 seconds. Toastmaster Hariprasant took 30 seconds. Toastmaster Pranavi took 30 seconds. Toastmaster Kausalya took 1 minute 26 seconds. Toastmaster Ishwar took 1 minute 41 seconds. Toastmaster Srinidhi took 58 seconds. Toastmaster Shruti took 29 seconds. Toastmaster Hariprasant in the second session took 26 seconds. Toastmaster Maheshwar took 11 seconds, and Toastmaster Sarvesh took 28 seconds. On to the prepared speakers, we had Toastmaster Sham, who was delivering his icebreaker speech. He took 5 minutes and 38 seconds. And the individual evaluator for Toastmaster Sham, who was Toastmaster Hari Prashant, took 2 minutes and 58 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you, Timer Toastmaster Malavika, for the quick update on our timing limits today. So next, I would like to invite Toastmaster Pranavi, the R counter for the day, to let us know where we all had an unwanted honk or the stop of the day.
Yeah, thank you, General Evaluator. So my today's report goes like this. Toastmaster of the day, Kausalya, encountered R 3 times, and Toastmaster Shyam, the prepared speaker, twice. Toastmaster Srinidhi a couple of times, and Toastmaster Yash couple of times. Toastmaster Sarvesh twice, and Toastmaster Hari Prashant also a couple of times. So today's report is, yeah, that's it. Yeah. Thank you.
And our counter Toastmaster Pranavi, your R count were 4 times today. So thank you very much, Toastmaster Pranavi. And next, I would like to invite the grammarian, the planner, and the guider for the entire language grammar. Toastmaster Srinidhi, we invite you for your report.
Yes. So today's word of the day was used by none, but I strongly encourage everyone to do so. It will help you increase your vocabulary knowledge. So coming to the improper grammar use, Toastmaster Yash, the general evaluator, has used gonna, which can be also like compensated with going to. I think that's more good. Toastmaster Shyam, in his prepared speech, had used lines "I had seen," which can be replaced by "I had watched." It would be better. And the words which I found were good for me, which I liked, was introspect, which was used by the Toastmaster Malavika, because as solo trips is the most important factor about solo trips is the introspection factor. So that was brought about by this word. And Toastmaster Shyam had used the word sultry, which describes the place which he lived, and like it helps. Yeah.
Thank you, Grammarian, for the short report. And here is the next report from my side. So the meeting started on time, precise. It was 3 o'clock when the Sergeant at Arms called up for the meeting. Toastmaster Hari Prasad, that was a very good go, and I really appreciate everybody who did really well in the entire session. That is checking off video and audio, and all these check formalities were being done properly. And as the start of the essay, I found all the ground rules were set right. And handing it over to the presiding officer, I pretty felt that presiding officer did a very good job in initiating and starting the meeting, kickstarting the meeting, and handing over to herself as a TMOD. So that was the transition was also so naturally done. And as a TMOD, you did really prepare for the day. I really appreciate your work which you have done today, because all preparations, even the slides which you have presented were so precise and crisp, and especially the game, even though it was inspired by Toastmaster Bharat back home, my club, I really in that one we had like what kind of combinations he has given for all the clues and stuff like that. One except one of yours, rest of the things were pretty decent. Like Tokyo, that was pretty decent. The one thing which I hit my head was Eiffel Tower. Eiffel Tower was something which I had made, but Toastmaster Bharat did this for everything. I think it was you were this participants were so blessed not to see that kind of version. She has given a better version than Toastmaster Bharat did in back of my club. So that was a great show, TMOD, and the time which you took was also very precise and very structured. So I really appreciate your work. So second, I would like to talk about the TT Master, Toastmaster Yash. Toastmaster Yash, you are not a new person to me, so you have already shown up what you can do in Tirunelveli Toastmasters also. So I was really expecting something really big today, and you did not disappoint me. And the topics were also so good and unique. I see the preparation which you have done so far helps me understand like what kind of effort and what kind of thinking you have to give a presentation. Just couple of points to make it more engaging. So you could invite speakers first and then give on the topic to them. So that would be the right way of a table topic session, and a table topic master is supposed to invite them and give them on the floor. So that is how it has to be done. So that is one. And you could have kept the sharing of the screen on the screen itself. You should have not gone back, and we were able to see our faces alone in the screen. So let the shared screen be shared. Let that be shared, not a problem. So you can either pin the speaker alone if required, so that if you think that the screen would be disturbed, that could have been done. So other than these two, I don't have much recommendations. And the speaker, Toastmaster Sham, congratulations for your first completing your first level speech. I still remember my first speech, which I did not even talk for 1 minute. So that was a very hard hitting time when I started developing my communication 7 years ago. So that was my college first year, I believe. So stop guessing my age by now. So Toastmaster Sham, congratulations on that. And as the evaluator said, I just would like to emphasize on certain points alone. It is okay to read out with the hand notes since it is your first speech, but reading itself from the notes is not recommended. You could have prepared it more. So that is the only thing which I would like to emphasize, because note you can just use it for a prompting or just a hint wherever you go or wherever you miss the spot. But looking it and reading it doesn't help you much better as a speaker. So kindly work on that. So that would be one more emphasis on my side. And evaluator Toastmaster Hari Prasad, you did a really good job, and you really appreciated on all the good points and where he need to improve on. So all the points which you mentioned was very clear and crisp, and you also we were with the timeline. So I really appreciate that work. And evaluation is the most difficult job to do. You cannot disappoint them, as well as you need to make sure that it is giving a constructive criticism to the people who is uttering it. So that is a very difficult job, and you have done a great job today. Keep it up. So I have the best recommendations here. This is the only thing which I felt could have made this journey of 208 more engaging. So which is the participation in the table topics. I see there are two different side which you have for table topics, which is quite surprising for me. When I did not see the agenda really properly when it was shared, but when she told that there are two table topics, I was surprised to see like, are they different table topic master, or it was Yash. So I thought that there will be something different and stuff like that. Participants, he has invited everybody. That is also fine. But make sure that you at least travel in the topic till the mid time, because less than six disqualified time disqualified speaker are really disappointing. That could have been avoided. You could have at least holded on to the topic for at least a minimum of 1 minute. So 1 minute, 1 minute is the minimum time which a table topic is required to be qualified on. So that could have been made this show totally engaging. So other than that, I don't have any other recommendations or suggestions. A good show, guys. Keep it up. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ishwar, for that very precise evaluations. And I really like the way you gave us the recommendations in a very subtle way that we could take it up. And your commendations definitely make us go miles. And thank you so much for all this. And we have Toastmaster Sarvesh and Mahendran, who are from SMEC Toastmasters Club Pondicherry, have come here to invite us for their 100th milestone meet. So I would like to call them on stage to go on with the proceedings. Do we have Toastmaster Sarvesh here?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Good. So, good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests, and thank you, Amrita Toastmasters Club, for inviting me to give a 10-minute slot after this meet. So, on behalf of SMVC Toastmasters Club, we are so happy and cordially welcomes you all for the 100th milestone meeting. And this is our one of our best meeting, because this is happening after 2 years in offline, and it's conducting on our college auditorium, Sri Manakalam Engineering College, which is situated at Pondicherry. And I invite you all to attend our meeting on offline mode. And if you are very interested on attending our meeting, and do you have any suggestions for coming to our Pondicherry, and you can contact our event chairs, Toastmaster Nandini and then Toastmaster Lalit, because they are the event chairs. And then I would and I send these flyers and about the information to your president Bhavesh, and you can contact them also. Yeah, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to invite you all.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sarvesh, to take the time to come to a meeting to invite us. It's usually done on forwarding messages, but then you taking so much time to come and talk and invite us is really great. And we'll definitely take part if possible, because we have a lot of constraints from our college since it's all hostel, and we're not allowed to go out. But then we'll definitely try our best to come and participate in your meeting. So thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. And if you're interested, you can contact our event chairs though, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
So that's amazing. So the theme of today's meeting, traveling, is one theme that was inspired from a lot of events. And I would definitely say that traveling is one of the most delightful experiences of mankind. Like people travel for a lot of reasons. It could be for an adventure, for a trade, for business, for sightseeing, pilgrimage, for educational tours, whatever. But every travel in itself has a lot of educational value to take back. More than what a book or a teacher could teach us, the practical experience and the culture variations that we see give us a lot of practical knowledge. And I will suggest you people to see this movie called Around the World in 80 Days. So if you've seen the movie, that's great. But it's one movie that inspired me to take up this theme for today's meeting. So with that being said, that's the end of my TMOD session today. And I hand over the stage to, yeah. I'm so sorry. I think we forgot to vote. So guys, just take some time to vote for the best role players and the tag team today. So Toastmaster Hari Prashant will be posting the voting links in the chat box. Toastmaster Hari Prashant, has everyone voted?
Yes, Kaushalya, we can announce the results. I'll share the screen. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
For the best table topics, we have Toastmaster Malavika. Congratulations. And for best role player, we have Toastmaster Srinidhi being the grammarian. And for best role taker, we have Toastmaster Kaushalya. So she's a TMOD. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hari Prashant, for that very quick for the very quick act. So that's the end of my TMOD session, and I would like to hand over the stage to the presiding officer. It's me again, and it was a really great meeting today. I know that we had a very less strength today because it's all very new setup today because we have all the young minds today. That's the first and second years. We have the new amateur Toastmasters here. But then I think the meeting wasn't very bad, but it was really challenging for all of us to do this without all our XCOM people here. They gave us a lot of support from behind. It's just that they held up with their semester and some exams, and we just had to do this with a lot of their guidance. They gave us a lot of guidance, but yes, with all the challenges, we could still accomplish this meet number 208 successfully. Thank you so much for all the guests who have come here, especially Toastmaster Ishwa from Tirunelveli Toastmasters Club and Toastmaster Sarvesh who had come to invite us for their milestone meet, and guest Shruti as well. So the stage is now open for the feedback. So guests, would you like to give any feedback about today's meeting? Shruti, do you like to give feedback on today's meeting?
I actually have no feedback. I found the whole session completely enjoyable. Even to put it in a word, awesome. I enjoyed it, and I hope to attend more of such meetings. Thank you so much for all the Toastmasters for making this so interactive and again amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shruti. I think you're probably from the first years, and you can always find our meeting links in the WhatsApp group, and that will be posted every week. So you can definitely join our meetings every week using those links. And if you're not there in the group, feel free to contact us on the WhatsApp or even through Teams, and we can share you the links and the group details. And Toastmaster Ishwar, what do you like to say about today's meeting?
So thank you for inviting me actually. So since you asked me about like, can you suggest somebody to be the G for today's session? So I just volunteered myself because we have cancelled our meeting. It was in a last minute rush. So my Sunday doesn't close without a Toastmasters meeting. So I somewhere want to join something. So I had to participate. That fortunately you invited me. So it was today is a very hard day for me. Since morning till now, it's been a very hard day for me, like home rituals and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed a thorough session and with all young minds actually. It has been a very long time since I've been it's my I'm able to recall my own college days where we have more of a student type and we don't get stressed up and all these exams would come definitely, but that does not want to stop you from running the club because club is also important, exams are also important. Preparing for your exams is more important, this and this, but you have successfully run the show of the journey of 208. That is really great with the support of your XCOM team and people around you. So that's a great show. So I really loved it. Keep working on it. Thank you very much. And especially for the guest who are just who have you know, attended the meeting, do participate more to just understand it because they are first year and second year. I'm just taking this opportunity to address them. So since they are first year and second year, I request you to just keep participating it to make it more available for you. This platform is a very blessed platform. I think many of the people who have gone up in ladders in communication would definitely agree because I was one such person because I don't talk this fluently in like 4 or 5 years back at least. After 2 years of Toastmasters has been the proper mentoring has been happened and a lot of work has to be put into it. So it has helped me. Toastmasters has literally helped me in a lot of ways in developing. Even the business communication which I draft right now, uh, it cannot be handled by somebody who is from IIM right now. So that is kind of the Toastmaster formula which has given the platform right now for us. So make use of that opportunity. Thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ishwar, for that insight. And we shall definitely keep that up. We shall actively participate in all these club meetings, and we shall not drop this meeting, first of all, for any reason. Keep it going. So I think we're good to go to call it a day. And I think we're 10 to 5 minutes ahead of the agenda that we had. Now I declare meet number 208 adjourned. The meeting is unofficial now. If you want to give any